Rangoon. Those were images or visuals from Rangoon, the Rangoon school there. This is kind courtesy one of our reporters here at ZTV, and this was early in the morning at Rangoon. All these places are in the Ladekotopong constituency, or Ladekotopong constituency as you would have it. And these images were brought to us kind courtesy our reporters. All right, so at the moment, our reporters are on the ground and they'll be bringing us live feeds to be telling us exactly what's happening on the ground. And the images, the visuals you saw are, you know, some examples of what you'll be seeing. Yeah, so okay, we are getting images also from Chado here, not far from where we are at the moment, Chado, and the visuals will be hitting your screen. Okay, exactly what you're seeing now. You can see some of the matured persons seated, but of course the seats are for those who are available. They say first come, first serve. And you can see the electorate in their nose mask. You would not be allowed to get to the quarters if you are not in your nose mask. Remember that safety protocols of the COVID-19 still are still being followed despite the election. So you make sure you get there with your nose mask. If you have your own sanitizer, okay, that is an officer. All right. So the images speak for themselves. You can see the Electoral Commission officers also doing their beats. Okay, quite afforded. I can see some personnel. I don't know if they're electoral personnel, but not in mask, unless I'm not seeing well. Some have dropped their mask, but by and large, we've seen a larger crowd with their nose mask, and the election is underway. Very much anticipated, very much anticipated. What you can see, I'm sure, is one of the party officials taking records of the ballot locks, or what they prefer calling the safety locks. So the code on those locks would be recorded when they are, or the seals when they are broken. Then the new ones would be also, you know, placed there, and they'll record it. Then when the counting begins, they'll break it, and then they'll be counting, or after the counting, and then they'll return the ballot into that same box, and then another seal. All these seals will be recorded by the party agents, and that is to ensure, you know, accountability for the number of ballots and the activities that have gone on there. ZTV is bringing you live coverage, live updates from across the regions and across the constituencies. Like I said earlier, 33,367 constituencies, about 27 political parties and individuals contesting this particular elections. This is the 8th time we're going to the polls in this 4th Republic. My plea to Ghanaians is that the very man who gave birth to this 4th Republic, the very longest serving republic in the history of Ghana's independence from 1960 to now, well, is no more with us, unfortunately, but we should not let the 4th Republic die with this great man. We should rather perpetuate it in his honor. We should perpetuate it so that wherever he is at the moment, he'll be happy and smiling. Ghana would be the better for it if we do just that. ZTV is on the ground, and ZTV is bringing you election 2020 coverage live on your screens. You can also check us out on your Facebook, ZTV official, and on YouTube it is Zion Television. I'm here with my guys, and along the line we'll be having some interviews with some personalities. We'll be looking at what the expectations of the parties are. Of course, everybody is expecting to win, but where do you intend to make ground? Where are you sure you are going to fall? Where have you seen your shortfalls, and where is it that you think that you are picking up? We'll be looking at all that, and then also we'll be having the Chief Executive of Parliamentary Network Africa, Sami Obeng, with us in the studio. We'll be discussing how the whole thing is good. So we're going to speak with our reporter Frimpoma, Efia Frimpoma. She is on the line in Ladekotopong. She'll be telling us exactly where she is and how the election is going. Frimpoma, can you hear me? Good morning. Hello, Frimpoma. Frimpoma, can you hear me?
Yes, Minister.
Great. Frimpoma, tell us, where exactly are you, and how is it looking like?
Okay, so I'm at the container in the Ladekotopong constituency. The police station is Chado Container.
Okay. And
Yes, and then the situation here is okay. It is peaceful, like we expected. There are not a lot of people here, quite a few at this polling station. But then COVID-19 protocols are being ensured. Everyone is washing their hands. Temperatures are being checked, and then it is moving quite fast for everyone.
Have you gotten the chance to speak with EC officials yet?
Yes, please come again.
I'm asking if you've gotten the chance to speak with EC officials.
Yes, I spoke to a few EC officials here. I spoke to the presiding officer here. He said they started a few minutes after 7.
Okay.
So they came here earlier, but they came to prepare, started a few minutes after 7. And from that time, voter turnout is great. People are coming in to vote, and then it is moving as fast as possible.
Okay. So do you have figures as to number of registered voters at that particular center, etc., etc.?
Please come again.
I'm asking if you have figures with regards to number of registered voters at that center and any other thing.
I got here not too long ago.
Okay.
So we'll get the figures and then you get it soon.
Our viewers will be very glad if you do that.
Okay.
Right. So we'll be coming back to you when you have those figures for us. That was Efia Frimpoma. She's speaking from La Chado, and she's telling us exactly what is going on there. She says the protocols, the safety protocols are being followed, and the officials are also handling matters as best as they can. Well, polls opened there, she says, some few minutes after 7. Now, La Kotopong is a seat where the NDC have hold sway for some time, but the current or the incumbent is the NPP, Vincent Suodote. But at the moment, he is not contesting as a result of the very last primaries held. The current candidate for the NPP is Dr. Joseph Gerald Tetanyanyo. He is contesting the NDC's Honorable Rita Na Odolesoa. She was the very first MC for the district, and she's currently on the ticket of the NDC. The NDC held the seat in '96. Mark Gwanakikwe was the MP then from '96 to 2000 when the NPP took the seat with Godfred Akonai. 2004, 2008, and 2012, the seat was won and managed by Honorable Ni Amasano Wale, who I know at this moment is at the Church of Christ, Laboni. He's serving the party as a polling agent, so he is there at the moment. He's doing his bit. Now, 2016, like I said earlier, the NPP's Vincent Suodote, popularly referred to as Obama or VSO, took the seat. Now, presidential elections, it's always been, well, '96 the NDC won, 2000 the same, 2004 all through to 2016. Well, in the year 2000 was the only time that the NPP's John Ajikumkufuor won by a fairly slight margin during the in the aspect of the presidential ballot. But it's always been the NDC, like in '96, 2004, 2008, 2012, and 2016. Right now, coming down to the figures in itself, in '96, the NDC won 58. That is for parliamentary. The NDC won 50.6 as against 41.7. The NPP won 52.8 as against 41.9. In 2004, 52.2 going for the NDC and 43.6 to the NPP. In 2008, the DC won 57.3. That was Honorable Masana Mali, his second term, as against 40.4%. And in 2012, 56.9% as against 9.3%. And in 2016, when the NPP won again, 50.6%, 48.5%. And that was a slight margin of about 1,004 or 1,700 votes. Would the NPP maintain their seat, or would it go the way of the NDC, who have won the seat many more times than the NPP? We'll bring you such details, such analysis also along the line, but this is just for the La Kotopong constituency. The current, or the contenders, like I said earlier, for the NPP is Gerald Joseph Tetanyanyofiu, Doctor, and Honorable Rita Na Odolesowa for the NDC. We have Barbara on the line. Barbara will bring us update from Osu-Klottey. Barbara, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Matthew. Good morning.
Right, Barbara, what's the line at the moment? What's on the ground at the moment? I know you're in Osu-Klottey at the moment. What exactly is happening?
In the Klottey constituency. Yeah,
can you please speak up? Hello, Barbara.
Yeah.
Can you speak up a bit?
Let me come again.
Well, I can hardly hear you, so if you can speak up.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I am currently at the Osu market in the Klottey constituency.
Okay. So what's on the ground?
Okay, so I just got to the Osu market. I was earlier on at.
All right. Can you see from where you stand in the turnout, and then also if you can get for us how the protocols are being observed.
And I've started voting. Voting started at 7:05 a.m. this morning, and currently it's still going on peacefully. I've spoken to some of the security persons, and they said that so far they haven't had any challenges with anybody. Everybody seems to be complying with the rules and the safety methods to go about the voting process.
Okay. So do you have figures with regards to those who have been registered there and those who will be voted?
Hello, Natty.
Yes, I'm asking if you have figures with regards to the constituency and then the polling center. How many voters are to vote at that particular center? Hello, Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Okay, I can get Barbara. We'll look at the voting history of Klottey Korle. Now, Klottey Korle recently, or until recently, was under the Accra Metropolitan Assembly when the recent, should I call it, devolution, Klottey Korle, had its own municipality, which is now Kokma. Korle Klottey. So the constituency is Klottey Korle and the assembly is Korle Klottey. And the pattern has been such that the NDC has, just like the Ladad Kotopong, had the seat for 4 periods, while the NPP twice. So in 1996, the NDC won. In 2000 and 2004, the NPP won. 2008, 2012, and 2016 was the NDC. The NDC is Dr. Zanator Ajiman Rawlings is the incumbent. She won the primaries in 2012 against Honorable Ni Amasan Mali, one-time mayor for Tema, and he had been on the seat since 2008. He was on it also in 2012. Now, in 1996, the people of Korle Klottey, that is Osu and Adabraka, Tudu, etc., voted for the NDC. In 2004, they voted for Honorable Nimante Adumwa, who was MP for those years. NDC, and they maintained the NDC in 2016. The presidential voting pattern has been such that it's been quite balanced, whilst the NDC has had won thrice. Same applies to the NPP. So 96, Flight Lieutenant General John Rawlings late won the seat in 2000. It was the NPP's John Ajikun Kufuor. 2004, again, John Ajikun Kufuor. 2008, the late President Mills. And then 2012, former President John Dramani Mahama. And 2016, it was Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So despite the fact that in 2016, the NDC won the seat, despite the fact that the NDC won the seat in the parliamentary elections, the NPP won the presidential race in that same at that same period. We have Nana Ama Adoma. She's bringing us updates from Ablekuma North. So Nana Ama, if you can hear me, good morning. What's happening?
Good morning, Nancy.
Tell us what's happening where you are.
Okay, so I started my day around 5 a.m.
Okay.
I went to a couple of polling stations. And as early as 5 a.m., there was a crowd
Okay.
at the first polling station I went, which is Bintu Complex. And for now, I am almost at St. Jesus, which I can see a whole lot of people here which are about to vote. Wow, there are so many. But I am from Living Bread and Resurrection Ministry, where they are also about to start voting. It looks like time is not on their side today. They haven't started yet.
Wow.
Where I got to haven't started yet too. But I went to McCarthy Hill School, which has started. And it looks like for the past few years, so far in Ablekuma North constituency, that was a very loud place in Ablekuma North constituency. And they used to quarrel each time they vote. But it looks like today they are quiet now. And the people there themselves are happy about that. They said for some years now there's no peace when they are voting. But today the place is very quiet. And I like one thing over there. They have made seats for the old people, and then they are seated and the youth are standing in the queue to go and vote.
That's interesting.
So currently I am at St. Jesus School, and it looks like there's a little chaos here, and I'm yet to find out what is actually happening.
All right, so try and get us figures with regards to the polls, the voter roll, number of registered voters, where you've been, the number of those who voted already, etc., etc. Try and get us those figures so that we get back to you.
Okay, so when I went to Resurrection Power Living Bread Ministry, the polling station has been divided into two parts. Where it's Center A and Center B. Center A has the names with the alphabetical order from A to F. And Center B has F to Z. So that is how they are going to vote now. And it looks like it's going to make the voting at ease today, because the queue is getting shorter and shorter as they have started. So
tell us.
For Center A, the number that is voting, or the total number of registered voters there, is 377, which consists of the A to F name. And then Center B, which is the F to C, has 377 registered voters. So as at now, that's the only figures I have gotten now, because the others haven't started. And if you approach them, they'll tell you you have to hold on. And in some few minutes, they'll get back to you and you'll get the figures.
Of course,
now
they are
that's
tight.
the number I have gotten.
But with where the division is, where the split is, has the officials made provisions for voters not to queue in the wrong place? Maybe they've not been told that there's been some division, so that I'll not go and queue. Maybe I'm supposed to queue in the second station. So I'll be in the first station. I'll get there, and then they'll check. They'll say, "Oh, yours is S. You must be in the other queue." Have they done provisions for that?
Yes, they have, because it looks like currently where I am now, I told you there was a little chaos here, but the officials have made everybody keep quiet, and there is peace here right now. And the old and the aged have been given a place to sit, and they have started voting now. So I think that is how they are going to do it, and they are not much. So the youth would have to hold on for the aged to start voting, and then they continue from there.
All right.
And there were numbers given to people who got here earlier, but because the names and everything got splitted, they had to renumber themselves according to the numbers they had earlier. So that is how they have started voting now, which brought peace, although it was a little chaotic when it started. But everybody got to understand themselves, and then they have made a new queue with different numbers, and then they have started voting.
All right. Grateful for your work. Just keep safe, and ensure that you also educate others to keep safe whilst they do their bit as Ghanaians. Thanks a lot, Nana Maduma. To the Nana Maduma brothers, that from Ablekuma North.
One thing I am realizing that
go on.
They are not adhering to the COVID-19 protocols, although they are in their nose masks, but distancing themselves before voting. Problem here, because nobody wants to give space for another person to come in. So they are just right behind each other, and I don't think it's safe. So let's educate those at home who are yet to go and vote.
Sure.
That they should adhere to the protocols, because
Sure.
COVID is so in place.
All right, so coming our way from Ablekuma North was Nanama Adoma. She gave us some statistics and also, how the, process is going on the ground. Now, let's look at Ablekuma. Now, Ablekuma North is predominantly NPP seat. Since 96, it's been won by the NPP, and in 96, the presidential ballot also went the way of the NPP. Let's look at how it went in 2016. 2016, Nana Akufo-Addo won 54,740 of the votes cast, which was 66.8%. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, 26,658, which was 32.5%. The PPP's Pakwe Sindum won 0.6%, which totaled 487. Ivor Kobna Green Street of the CPP 45 votes, which was 0.1% of the vote cast over there. So in 96, it was 60.7 against 37.9, 68.4 against 29.0. So there was a decline between 96 and 2000. The NDC declined in their number of votes and percentage of votes there, while the NPP leaped from 60.7 to 68.4. Then they dropped again to 67.9, and then they dropped further to 60.2. They dropped, they picked up a bit 2012, 60.7, and then picked up again in 2016 with 66.8%. All this while it was tallying with that of the opposition NDC. Parliamentary-wise, it's been fairly the same, almost the same, and that is how it's been in Ablekuma North. We'll be bringing you update from up north also. Masa Abu Karim will be bringing us some live feed also, and be seeing how the election process is ongoing. As a Ghanaian citizen, you must do your bit. You must go and vote. Do not sit at home. Plato said, when the wise men refuse to take decisions, taflati again, the foolish ones will decide for them. So please let us go. So I'm told we have Alberta Opoku coming our way from Krowo. Alberta, good morning. Hello, Alberta. Alberta, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, so we're trying to reach Alberta. She's bringing us updates from Krowo, where I'm sure in most of the centers, voting has already begun. Now, Alberta, good morning.
Good morning, Ned.
Yeah, Alberta, tell us what's happening at Krowo.
Well, election, and final, the day is today. All thanks go to the Almighty Father. Ned, I'm currently at the research school, and you need to see this yourself. There are a whole lot of things going on here. And there are a lot of people complaining, saying that their voters' IDs and they themselves have not been verified. And
No, come again. I want you to repeat that. They have not been verified.
They're just complaining that the EC is not doing their work well. Why? Because they should have told them they are supposed to come with their voter ID. But I think they already told to bring it. So I don't see the reason why they should be complaining. And I linked that the EC says that if you are pregnant or you are old aged, you are supposed to be given the privilege to vote. But that is not going on here. Yes, everything here, I can say that they are trying to be biased, and voters are complaining so well.
So, have you spoken to any of the officials so far?
Can you come again?
I'm asking if you've spoken to any of the officials.
Yes, I have. I have, and they are trying to tell me that we know Ghanaians. Ghanaians are basically, they can be, I mean, I can't really tell, but they are saying that, Ghanaians, almost a last show, yes. And some of them are trying to tell them they are not doing their work well, but they are also trying their best to do everything right. As I'm talking to you now, 3 people they've been caught. Yes, they've been caught by the military people, and their offense was that 2 people were trying to take pictures while boating.
They're trying to do what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said the people who were caught, 2 of them were trying to do what?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go on.
Yes. What I was trying to say is that as I'm talking to you now, 5 people have been arrested.
5.
And for 2, their offense is that they were trying to take videos and pictures while voting.
Okay.
And the 3 of them, the voters' ID that they are having here is not there.
Wow. 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 Okay, so these irregularities have been checked by the EC officials, right?
Yes.
And I believe the security personnel there have apprehended the persons involved.
Can you hear me again?
I'm asking if the security personnel present have apprehended the persons involved.
Yes, they've done that. But currently, there was one polling agent who was trying to, seek for forgiveness for them. But they are trying to say that they are doing their work so that the voting will be peacefully. Because people have started talking that they were sent purposely to, make the elections very bad.
Okay.
So they've handed them, the EC has handed them over to the security personnel. Yeah.
Right. Can you tell us, not guesswork, but if you are sure, if not, fine. But can you tell us the said, party agent that you spoke of? If you can tell us which party he or she is from?
Well, they are just trying to hide it. They are trying to hide it. Some are not willing to speak to me. Yes, so I'm trying my possible best that by the time I'm back to the studios, I'll be able to get information. Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen any observers from any organization, maybe Codeo, any of the Codeo organizations, etc.?
No.
You've not?
Not yet.
All right.
Maybe I'm sure they'll be coming because it's now 7 something, so
sure.
maybe 8 there. We'll get some of them.
Grateful for coming our way, Alberta Opoku there. Thanks a lot. So, viewers, we just spoke with Alberta Opoku. She came our way from Krowo, and she says 5 people have been arrested where she's currently speaking from. 2 of them were trying to take videos. Remember that your votes or your ballot is secret. They're trying to take video shots of what exactly they were doing in there, and some 3 others had fake, if I should put that way, fake voter ID cards. These are the incidents reported from Krowo. I'll be coming your way with the details or the voting history in Krowo, but we'll be taking a quick break. When we come back from that break, I'll give you those details from Krowo and how the voting history has been in that particular constituency. Remember that Krowo was also once under AMA. It subsequently became part of what was referred to as Lejikuku Krowo, that is Teshi and Nungwa, and then recently it got its own municipality, that is the Krowo Municipal Assembly. We'll take a quick spin, after which we'll look more into Krowo.
world is dying.
Interesting.
That's mental.
Together we will cleanse the earth to the strongest.
Hello and welcome to the maiden edition of the Food Excursion program with me, Erajua Eju, but you can call me AJ for short. This is the show where we take you around the globe on an excursion to places like Nigeria, Liberia, South Africa, Canada, Portugal, Morocco, just to mention a few, bringing you their best tourist attractions, the do's and the don'ts, their culture, and most importantly, their cuisine. Yes, you heard me. Food, my most favorite part. Watch as we bring an embassy official representing every country in Ghana cook some delicious mouth-watering dish just for you. So, if you are a food lover like me who loves traveling and trying all kinds of different cuisines, then you do not want to miss the Food Excursion show right here on ZTV. Make a date.
Are you disappointed in not gaining admission to the university? Are you interested in gaining the necessary skills for your career? Are you interested in gaining international certifications after the end of your program? Then Porters International College is the right place for you. Porters offers 6 to 12-month programs in entrepreneurship, business, hospitality, marketing, and IT. At the end of your program, you have the option to transfer your academic credits abroad or be gainfully employed. Porters International College gives easy process and admission to schools in the USA, UK, Canada, and China. For more information, call us on 0244 271 978.
I know you're drunk in power, brother, that's not juice. I see you chasing meals, my brother.
Yes, Rastafari, greetings, one and all. The name is Black Santino, and I'll be here right on ZTV every Sunday night. And I'm bringing you 1 hour of flavored reggae music. You know what I'm saying? And the name of the program is Real Vibes.
Rasta got soul, reggae music rocking my bones.
Stick and stay, and don't you touch this your dialing fight. Playing all the remote control and call somebody and show them say Black Santino upon it. Every Sunday evening, Zion TV, and that will show you. Zion will be
influence me figure do another thing for me, but reggae music me a sing. Some don't know the history and don't know the thing. Big mouth them no stop blabbering. Enough now sure.
Maraba numero for Abaza TV Bulemuto. Atini entire full jima creation and broken for creation and broken. Member for Aboya Nation and newspapers na batram newspaper headlines. Ba na nyeber bare mana delegate be malga ko mana graphic ko abrafo. Mana Ghanaian Times ko abrafo. Mana delegate ko abrafo. Ntubo na nko de lefi be na. Kerushi be na. Anyabra be le ba boyare. Atini entire full jima creation and broken entire for creation and broken. Mayer fe pe anyabra be fo gumfa na. Anyana fa salaga ambara fo bupi. Anyana fo daboya yeber bare in Ghana, in you initiative. I'm so Jande at the entire foliage, my creation and broken, creation and broken. Member of Labour Boyer. I'm so Jande Ba and Bachato, a Ghana and Kabanye, are you initiative. A Fenton Tafel Lakal, Fenton Tafel Fera, and Badanga so. A member Tangram from Safo, never call on telephone. Never call WhatsApp Namara, Fenton Sanya WhatsApp on Facebook now. On YouTube now, I'm a Kenyan member of Labour Barre. I'm so Ba, Nanyabur Barre, and Palmon so Ghana and Kabanye, they got the Kayu initiative.
Ghana, your beloved country,
It's free for them. Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic.
It's Mr. Law.
Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic.
This election on your wall. Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic. Vigilantes and museum pet. Peace on the epic. Peace on the epic. About to move chrono. The answer sounds in the yampe. Sounds in the yampe. Election the epic. I soon jump. Peace on the epic. But we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. See, we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba Norway. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. A word to the wise is enough. In this south, woko to abami no jama baby how. Bra vote only once. Woko to abami. Abansa so mo ajo wo fe be foul. We a peace song mama ye nyina mfa mo aba. En shapa t-shirt bi anko to aba. En jo bi ni card so nko to aba. When the ATM ko di line mu nko to aba. This tune is all about election no. Vote for peace and je bribe no. So man be ye be we and your party no. Ye nipa ba ko en fa won we party no. I make kai mo maybe you don't really know. No, ye ni Ghana me Ghana baku po. You know what you bribe ko to aba bona kai hu ni say Ghana ye nipa baku po. Ye preach peace, vote for peace, man stand at peace, pay attention to this belief. Police don't entertain politics in your line of duty. Peace is all we need. This election on the wall, peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. Vigilantes and museum pet. Peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. About to move chrono, the answer sounds in the yampe. Sounds in the yampe. Election the epe na soon jump. Peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. But we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. See, we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba Norway. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba Norway. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Slave boy could on them. Beyond badness, I generally condemn. But to the man, them I feel way about to on your penasun gym. Peace be the anthem. We never together, we are one Ghana. You know, see the Bako, one Ghana. We don't get two Ghana, so my macho brother. About to know your peace and your one neighbor, so relax. Vote in peace, Yempe Basa Basa no scatter. MPP, NDC, so one Ghana. 20, what the young Wusa Washiama. Never Jimmy Koticho, Wuba Yashia. Freedom of vote and Yan Tokoya passenger. Ballot boss and Tamu Franco fan feature. So our boy election, see and Trabetre. Kai Munisi and I have Ghana. This election on your wall, peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. Vigilantes and museum pet. Peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. About to move chrono, the answer sounds in the yampe. Sounds in the yampe. Election the epe na soon jump. Peace on the epe. Peace on the epe. But we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. See, we only get one Ghana. Go to it. But your man come with one Ghana. Go to it. Think Ghana first, don't follow manifest. We all want success from other Ghana. Go to it. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba Norway. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Vigilantes in Norway. No way. Yeah, the basa basa beba Norway. No way. Yeah, the kasa kasa beba Norway. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Ina mi akata mi adakole ntifa fame. Nega nye dunya he ha gbanto menele. Alo dunya he ha velia menele ha. Dunku ejibena Ghana de kapeku elemiasi. Mina mi adakole ntifa fame. Vote for peace.
Are you disappointed in not gaining admission to the university? Are you interested in gaining the necessary skills for your career? Are you interested in gaining international certifications after the end of your program? Then Porters International College is the right place for you. Porters offers 6 to 12-month programs in entrepreneurship, business, hospitality, marketing, and IT. At the end of your program, you have the option to transfer your academic credits abroad or be gainfully employed. Porters International College gives easy process and admission to schools in the USA, UK, Canada, and China. For more information, call us on 0244 271 978.
Right, it is ZTV, the station that makes you feel the real difference. This morning, through till late in the day, when we will be bringing you all these, updates. We're expecting that those of you who are also close by, wherever you are, if you can spot, or if you spot anything untoward, if you spot anything, worth mentioning, you can also send us those visuals. Send us videos via this WhatsApp number 054 5457256. I repeat it, 054 5457256, or our WhatsApp line down there. You can also send it to just post or update it on our Facebook page, or just message it to us on Facebook, and we'll censor, and if possible, that is if there's something untoward, maybe you see something that is supposed to be done, happening, or something worth mentioning, something worth applauding, you can just send us visuals, and then we will it for you. We are going straight to the Savannah region to speak with Masa Abu Karim. He's on the line at the moment, and we're speaking to him as to what is happening on the ground. Masa Abu, good morning. Hello, Masa Abu Anshuma. Yeah. Awo. Good morning. But at the moment, I just want to know precisely exactly where you are in the Savannah region, sir.
Yes, good morning to our viewers. I'm currently at Damongo, the Savannah regional capital.
Okay.
And precisely the Damongo police station, and that is currently where I am stationed as we speak now.
Okay. So matters on the ground.
Sorry?
Yeah, matters on the ground, figures, statistics, turnout, etc.
Yes, we are expecting about 298,000 people to cast their vote from the Savannah region in 7 different constituencies across the country.
Okay.
The constituency or the region is very important because this is where the opposition leader, His Excellency former President Mahama, will be casting his vote. Even though he's doing that in the Bole Bambwe constituency.
Okay.
And so that is how that's how important the Savannah region is. But besides the Bole constituency, we have 6 other constituencies within the Savannah region, and they are the ones. The Solatuna Kalba constituency. We also have the Damongo constituency, where the Deputy Chief of Staff, Lawyer Samuel Abu-Jinapor, is going head-to-head with the ranking member for the Mines and Energy Committee, Akabuto Akilu, also known as Gabi. There's also an independent candidate called Tiki Daniel. Then we have the Dabaman Karogo, which is also a very key area, and that is where a deputy former DC for West Gunja, in the person of Alhaji Mamasi, he is also contestant on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, and he's going head-to-head with Muhammad Shaibu Obe, who is currently the MP for that constituency. Then we jump to the Yape Koso constituency, where John Jinapor is going against Saleh Kamara. Remember Abu Kamara, who used to be the parliamentary candidate, unfortunately passed on some months ago. And so Yape Kosovo is also heavily contested between the NPP, Saleh Kamara, and then John Jinapor of the NDC. Then we have the Salga North constituency, a very wide constituency, if you like. That constituency currently is being managed by the MP, Alanta Mumu. He is the deputy ranking member for the Interior and Defense Committee. But the peak of them all will be in Salga South, where the regional minister for the Savannah region, Salif Brahma, is going head-to-head with Adja Zuira of the NPC. So that is how the Savannah region is. But across the Savannah region, I can report that polling has opened and voting has started across all polling stations in the Savannah region as we speak now.
Right. Let's zone in on Damongo, and then we'll come to Bole Bambwe. Now, in Damongo, we know it is going to be heatedly contested. What is the situation like outside of the perimeters of the voting centers?
Well, Damongo is very calm. I mean, the expectation were that because this election was heavily contested between Samuel Jinapor and then Gandhi, people were making fear that there could be some chaos in the constituency. I am sorry to disappoint these people, but the constituency this morning is very calm. People are voting their numbers. I actually was one of the early voters, and when I came here, where I vote, that is the Damongo police station, of the 506 people a.m. this morning, and so we hope to cover it while the Deputy Chief of Staff, Samuel Abu Jinapor, will be voting at 11 a.m. What I can also say is that former President Mahama will be passing through this constituency. We have that information that he just left Tamale and he's passing through Damago to Sola, then go to Bole and cast his vote later in the day. So Damago is peaceful, Damago is calm. We witnessed some kind of chaos in the run-up to the registration exercise. But today, the situation is different. The narrative is completely different. Calm, voting is going on orderly, and everything is going on well. As I speak to you.
Okay, I have some figures here just to share with you and with our viewers. Some figures here. Well, Savannah region is a recent creation, but looking at the, the graph in itself, the region, if it was originally carved in '96, you would have realized that the NDC would have won throughout the lifespan of this Fourth Republic. What do you see in this recent elections? Factoring the fact that this recent development of a new region was the creation of the NPP.
Well, the region is going to play a very well. It's yet to see whether the region will play a key role in who wins this region. But you get a sense that the presidential, yes, President Mahama could win because this is his own region.
Sure.
As expected, Nkrumah had won the Western region where he hails from. We know President Kufuor had won the Ashanti region where he also hails from. We know former President Mahama, former President Rawlings, wins Volta region where he hails from. And Mahama's case is not different. And so we expect the NDC to do well in the presidential election.
Sure.
At the parliamentary level, that is where it's dicey, and you can't tell until the last ballot is counted. Like you rightly said, for instance, before 2012, the Damago constituency used to be the Damago Daboya constituency.
Okay.
It was one big constituency. Then sometime in 2013, the district was carved from the then West Gonja, and then another capital was another district was created out of the West Gonja, and that district was named the North Gonja, which is Daboya. And so Damago used to be where the NDC will get their votes from, and then Daboya is where the NDC get their votes from. But in 2016, because President Mahama was running for the elections, the NDC won the elections here, both the presidential and parliamentary.
Okay.
But unfortunately, although sort of fortunately, the region has been created, and the political watchers are saying that the creation of the region is going to have an impact on whoever wins this region. But that is yet to be seen. Because the name of the case is evident. Until the ballot is cast, until the ballot is counted, you cannot see whether the people will reward the president for creating the region or not.
Last Thursday, you made it clear that one seat belongs to the NPP at the moment, with 6 belonging to NDC incumbents. Now, do you have some inclination that this might change, and in what direction?
Yes, but if you can ask the question again.
Yeah, I was saying that last week Thursday, you made mention of the fact that one seat belongs to the NPP in the Savannah region at the moment, and 6 belonging to the NDC. Now, do you have any inclination that any of this might change?
Yes, currently there's a video circulating on social media from that constituency, which is the Salaga South constituency. Indeed, the Salaga South constituency is a swing constituency in the Savannah region. It was won by the NPP in 2000 when Honorable Boniface Sadiq was elected MP, and then in 2008, Honorable Day won it. But yesterday in the constituency, Honorable Day was chased out of the constituency for supporting the NPP, and that the narrative they are getting from the ground is that things could change. That seat currently being occupied by the NPP, and the regional minister for Savannah region, Honorable Salif Ibrahima Sami, is the one who holds the seat. But from the information we have taken on the ground, things could change. But that is yet to be seen, because we have to wait until the last ballot is counted. We are told that where the NDC normally get their vote, that is the Abromasi area. They've gone to commission electricity there in the last 4 days. And we don't know whether that could sway the people to cast their vote for the regional minister or not. But that is yet to be seen. But as I speak to you now, I can report that from where we sit, we cannot say whether the MPP will retain that seat or the NDC will take it from the New Patriotic Party.
Presidential-wise, that particular Salaga South seat has been won by the NDC over and over again. Anything looking different?
Well, like I said, the Salaga South constituency has, if you like, one of the strong constituencies in the Savannah region.
Okay.
It's likely so because we also have a lot of literate, if you like, indigenous within the community.
Okay.
And so they are not your, if you like, your straightforward NDC or your straightforward NPP people within the constituency. And that is what is making Salaga unpredictable. But like I said, until the last ballot is counted, one cannot see whether whether Honorable Sandy will win or the NDC candidate will take over. Okay.
All right. Just as you move about, I'm sure you've been observing the safety protocols, etc. What are the situation, or what is the situation when it comes to the COVID-19 safety protocols?
Well, like, for the larger northern region, currently we have 5 northern regions. We used to have 3, but because of the creation of the additional region, so we have the upper west region, the upper east region, we have the northern region, we have the northeast region, we have the Savannah region. If you look at the data from 1996 to date, the NDC has traditionally won all those 5 seats. The trick now is whether the NDC can win Northeast region, which is the home region of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. I'm talking about that. Remember, for the first time in the history of Ghana, if you take those constituencies within the Northeast region, which was then the part of the larger Northern region, the NDC had won the region. But because of the kind of tribal politics that we do, the expectations are that the NPP are expected to win Northeast region. And for those who don't know Northeast region consists of Gambaga, Nalerigu, Waliwali. Those are the key towns within the constituency. And so that's the expectation that we have. For the upper east region, which is the Boga, the Navrango, the Boku area, where Honorable Mahama Yarga comes from, Isaac Adogo comes from Boku Central, then you go to Honorable Clementa Park area. It is your traditional NDC area. Okay. Then you also want to go to the upper west region. For the upper west region, for the first time again, the NPP, the NDC have lost most of their seats in the region in 2016. And so that's how Honorable Abai Fakabo had come to Parliament. But with this election, from the narrative that we are getting, the hotspot is in one central, where Honorable Rashid Talpo, a former minister in charge of a former minister at the office of the president, is going for his system. And from what we are reading on the ground, if you don't take care, you will likely lose the seat. So that is what we are taking up from the ground. Okay. But I can say that with all sincerity, the voting is very calm, security is very tight, and everybody is going about his duty, about his normal duty. Then when we come to the Savannah region, like I've already mentioned, the Savannah region, yes, is your traditional. But then the biggest of all of them is the northern region currently. And the northern region currently is made up of the Tamale areas, go to Yengi, go to the Bindula areas, the Wenensi areas. For Tamale, which is the biggest of all, there are about 4 seats within the Tamale metropolis. So you have the Tamale Central, the Tamale South, where Honorable Minority Leader is contesting. The expectations are that you go. Then you come to Tamale Central, which is the hotspot in the Tamale metropolis. Now, the MP for that area is called Honorable Inusa Fiseni. He used to be a minister for roads and highways. Unfortunately, he's not going again. And so, and if you know Tamale very well, you know an area called Ababu. It's a very, very hot spot within the metropolis. And so, the report that we have gotten is that there's so much security deployment needed so that people can go about their normal duties and to cast their vote. If you go again to Bindila, the defense minister is contesting that constituency. And again, the expectations are that he will still retain the seat. But that will be confirmed by the voters who will be voting in Bindila today. Okay. So if you ask me the question, we are expecting that the 5 northern regions will vote peacefully and that things will not change significantly from what we've seen in the last 15-20 years. All
right. So, Masabu, I asked earlier about the safety protocol, but we'll come back to you on that. I'm sure you'll be doing some more figures for us when we come back to you. So, kindly be on standby. We'll be crossing over to Crow. We'll return to you up north, so you give us some more statistics, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Right. So that was Abu Karim. He is reporting for ZTV from the Savannah region. He's giving us even an update beyond the Savannah region, but we're coming down south to the Lejukuku constituency, where Ninai is going to give us some updates. If Ninai is on the line, we'll be speaking to him on what is happening there. Ninai, can you hear me? Okay, we've not gotten him at the moment. So let's look at Krowo, where we spoke of earlier before we went on the break. Now, Krowo has had a fair share of the NPP and a fair share of the NDC. In 1996, the people of Krowo voted massively for the NDC, both parliamentary and presidential. They turned their coats in 2000 to vote for the NPP, and then both that again presidential and parliamentary. And then in 2004 they did same. 2008, 2012 they voted for the NDC, and currently Elizabeth Afole-Kwe is the MP on the ticket of the NPP. She is still contesting, still on the ticket of the NPP, and she's contesting Na Momo, who is on a ticket of the NDC. We have Ninai from Lejukuku. Ninai.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Ninai, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
Great. And how is Lejukuku looking at the moment?
So far, so good. Anyway, let me say a very good morning to our lovely viewers currently who are doing the viewing from the coast all the way to the north, and then east and south of Ghana, and then those who are looking up to us wherever they are, especially in the West African South, and then wherever they are watching us live via ZTV official and then also Zion Television. Let me say a very lovely good morning to them. Now reporting live from Lejukuku, that is session. As I'm speaking to you now, voting has commenced already as stipulated at exactly 7 a.m. Most of the voting centers or polling centers I visited have commenced already. They all commenced at exactly 7 a.m. Voting has been ongoing so far, and so far, so good. Session Market, Session Modern International School, and then Lorena Daycare Center. There are 2 polling stations. Majority of them, most of the polling stations I visited had 1 and 2, A and B and C. They've been divided into that because of total and strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols. And as I'm speaking to you now, all the centers have stated, majority of them, or almost all of them, have the COVID-19 protocols being strictly to the mask. As I'm speaking to you now, majority of them have the buckets, the Veronica buckets, the tissue papers before even anything starts on the ground, especially as to voters or citizens who are in there to the center to go and vote. So they go through the process thoroughly and strictly, observing the social distancing rule, and then also taking their temperature from the EC officials everywhere I have visited so far in the constituency. I'm speaking to you now. I'm currently standing at the Lorena Daycare Center. The presiding officer, Ebenezer Ayi, has been presiding over the polling station 1, that is Lorena Daycare Center polling station 1. He told me that they are expecting 436 voters so far, but so far, as I'm speaking to you now, as at 8:35, a few minutes before we came on air, the voter turnout has been 85, and also that applies to the Lorena Daycare Center 2, where they are also expecting over 400 voters, and then also, as I'm speaking to you currently, they have about 86 people voting so far. And it looks like previously when we see number of people queuing, having long distance, long queues to vote or to cast their ballot. This time around, that has not been the thing. As in that majority of them sit far away from even where the queue is, observing social distancing and then COVID-19 protocols quickly. And they move as and when they are being called upon by the electoral commissioner and then all the emergency officials around. We're looking to speak to the presiding officer at Lorena Daycare Center, which is Ebenezer Ayi, to give us a gist of or whatever is happening. Since he's in here and he's been monitoring from 7 a.m. they started and then all the way to 5 what they are expecting and all that. He'll be giving us all that from his view also. So that is where we are gathering right now. But then there's a challenge around for Lorena Daycare Center. The presiding official has told me that the Electoral Commission has not provided them with canopies They had to rent their canopies by themselves. They had to do renting of the canopies by themselves. And then I asked if who will be doing the payment for the canopy rental. And she said, since they are taking the responsibility to rent, then they have to pay for that. And I have presiding officer Ebenezer Ayi currently here. Let me speak to him before.
All right.
Get back in the studio. Ebenezer, good morning. We are live on ZTV official ZTV. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing so far? Doing very well, thank you. All right, you've given me the of when you started and what you are expecting so far, but then can you run me through it quickly for viewers people that this is what is happening currently on the ground? Okay. So this is Marina Daycare Center, and we have two police stations here. We have Center 1 and Center 2. So for Center 1, the total number of voters we are expecting today is 436. But after around 8:35, we have only a turnout of 40. Yeah, 54. We are somewhere around 85. And we thank God today. The atmosphere is very calm. The people are not. There's no violence at the moment. They are just complying to our instructions and directions. And we thank God so far. And we're hoping that for the rest of the day, that's how the atmosphere will be. And they will comply to our instructions, and we'll have a successful election. All right, great. Before you take leave of us, let's see, can you run us through any challenge so far, or anything that you think has been an hindrance? Your lady over there who has been the PO at the daycare center, Q, has said they had to rent the canopy by themselves. I don't know if you have had similar challenge. Yeah, that was the challenge that we had in the morning, because the place is open, so you can't sit under the sun. So we can renting a canopy. But we want to rent the canopy ourselves, and right now we are using the canopy. So that is the only challenge at the moment. If any other things, you hear from us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for making time to speak to us. And I'm speaking to you now, Nina. Where exactly I'm standing, that is the Lorena Daycare Center 1. Posting is still ongoing currently, and then I think we have video evidence for that. But then security has been minimal over here, especially in the Jokuku. Working from apart, security personnel in the lady and a gentleman, I would like to speak to them to see if they can tell us why they are taking number, and if they think that is sufficient for the area. Well, I'll see if I can speak to the police officer or the security personnel.
All right.
I think they're saying they are declining to speak to me currently. They are declining to speak to me currently for security reasons. So that is that. But so far so good. I think now people are tripping in. People are tripping in their numbers. And so far it's been so good. Observers are here. Other media men are here in their numbers, observing whatever is going on strictly. And I think generally everybody has heard to whatever they heard, and then whatever has been given so far, the instructions and everything. So thanks to the Electoral Commission, and thanks to each and everyone who is making that possible, especially the temporary workers that the Electoral Commission have employed. Over 270,000 temporary workers. I think they have to start, they have to speak, and then they are doing so far, so good. They are doing so well. So, and that is that. Except you have any questions.
Right, so we got wind of the fact that somewhere in Krowo, some 5 persons have been arrested. I hope there's nothing similar where you are.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. I
said that we got wind of the fact that in Krowo, 5 persons have been arrested. 5 persons arrested so far in Krowo. We're hoping there's nothing similar where you are.
Please, I didn't hear the last statement.
I'm asking if there's anything similar where you are, hoping there's not.
No.
Okay.
There's nothing.
No such reports.
There's nothing so far. So far, so good. Everything has been calm. The Kuku, as you know, we are expecting that, of course, there will be a little bit of maybe midship or something, but so far, this place we visited, I think it's been calm. It's been calm generally. It's been calm, so calm. And voting is ongoing. I think most of the good news that were preached messages that were preached has been really taken by the general citizens, and they are adhering to that. Because you and I know we have only one Ghana, and then outside this country, you can't really go to anywhere. You can't fight for any or defend for any. So that is generally, and And there's nothing more we can say. Earlier when I saw an ad on TV where an NDC person went to a shop to buy a shirt for an NPP president. I think that is what preaches the good and the peace that we need. That is we have one Ghana.
Exactly.
It too, we have our political differences, but then one Ghana, and we stand for one Ghana. And I think at the end of the day, that is what is going to happen. Ghana is going to win. And that is
have you chanced upon any of the candidates, Mr. Benaiku or Honorable Okoboy?
Mr. Honorable Dr. Okoboy, that is incumbent, to see what he will be voting. But it looks like he's not connected so far. So once I get to him, I'll brush and go to wherever he's going to vote. But then I have about 30 people here around me, Ebenezer Aneti and other people who...
Hey, say hello to Ebenezer Aneti for me.
We have to meet Honorable Dr. Bernard Okoboy and also Benaiku, who happens to be the PC for NDC.
Right.
So I will get them and get you exclusive pictures for that.
Right. Nina, say hello to Eben Anete and Uncle Party for me. Right. See.
Lieutenant here, who are going to make sure that we do justice over here at Lejo Kuku.
All right. All right.
Great.
Right.
Thanks, Ninete.
Right. Thank you.
We'll get back to you again.
Sure. Right, so that was Ni Naikal all the way from Lejo Kuku. It had, well, previously the assembly, like I said earlier, it was Crowell, Lejo Kuku combined until the president, initiated that move to separate the two. So we have Lejo Kuku municipality, and then we have Crowell municipality. Speaking from Lejo Kuku was Ni Naikal, our correspondent there. He says that the challenges being faced by the EC officials had been procuring their own tents, and it's just unfortunate. But let's zone in on Lejo Kuku before we go to Ablekuma South and other places. Now, Lejo Kuku has also had a fair share of both NDC and the NPP. The NDC won the seat in '96, and in 2000 and 2004, the NPP took the seat. Now, they had the chance again in 2016 when Dr. Bernard Okoboy faced off with the then incumbent in the person of Benita Sena-Okiti-Dua. Now, Benita pulled 43,092, which was 48.3% of total votes cast, and Bernard Okoboy, doctor of the NPP, pulled 45,259, 50.8%. That was quite a slight, close gap there. Presidential, the NDC and the NPP have also had the NPP had won it twice, presidential, in 2000 and 2004, and in 96, 2000, 2012, and 2016, it was all kicks for the NDC. We are going to Ablekuma South to pick Elizabeth Gordon. She'll be speaking with us, but she'll be doing it in the Twi language or Twi dialect. Elizabeth, can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mitiopa. Elizabeth.
Yeah, good morning.
Se ojina
home care. If you are empty, to abano.
Okay. Now, so what you are holding any nipa dudua omwa basa omwa betu oba wo ho sa figures no ebe endem pa.
I don't know what has to, but I think I want to read the better life.
Okay.
Number say, the police want to say this. Among life for
okay.
3 o'clock number side.
Okay.
And I don't know wrong card. It's a man confusion.
Na obi engineer mu say or should map pepe ya abaho to say ebia is official obi na say police for no.
Yeah, omoye omugu so moye.
Okay.
I say bi muso I ain't senior mabiase. Omoye ni omukasa mabiase.
Na and the chance almost 30 year cry.
Aye.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's almost 9 mom. Now, nipa bebre wo ho. Ana
nipa bebre wa pa.
Na dia biom na wo ho wo ho ubetumi boy ho de ro.
I so mo don sini no. Ya chichem.
Okay.
Ya chichem. I did by see now you're confused. Only baby only baby almost to abandon. I said, you see, after now, go back. Now I show card. I say, number now what to know. Now I show baby also.
And I say in Jamundi, omoya no alphabetical, and the Abia, as is official, no say, oh, me book no me A to C, and A to W, and other side, I know ye whatever to whatever. So that on back count, actually, say, oh, say. Now before boss will line no more, now on my side, and now.
Omoya ne ba ko, but omo say after the government doors,
oh, okay.
Canopy 1, canopy 2, canopy 3.
I see. Oh, okay. Okay. Would Namusa nya pepper ne figures no bia but do moto about wo police center we any sa enti would namuna hwehwe sa figures my say ye ba won champion ma na wabo no amane why you okay. Right. Yamanebo for Elizabeth Gordon, Yamaneno free from Ablekuma South. So we are going to Ayawaso West Wuogon. Pretty shortly, we'll be speaking with our correspondent from Ayawaso West Wuogon, and he'll be giving us update as to what's happening there. So, coming from Roman Catholic Primary School, LA, there's a turnout so far of 78 out of 1. I don't know. Okay, LA1. It is 357 persons to vote, and 78 have turned up so far. Roman Catholic Primary School, La. That is in the Ladakotopong constituency. This is coming the way, all the way from Poma. She is bringing us these updates. All right, so we'll bring you other updates pretty shortly. But we're going to Ayawaso West Wuogon, where John DeMello is facing it off with the incumbent, Madam Lydia Al-Hassan. It's going to be an interesting contest there. It's been quite interesting so far with the gimmicks, in that particular constituency. So we'll be looking at what's happening there pretty shortly. But ZTV is coming your way live also on Facebook. It is ZTV Official, and Zion Television on YouTube. Get yourself on the go. If you're out of the house, you can just follow us. You can subscribe to our channel and get to know what is happening. ZTV is bringing you live updates all through till the final figures for. The Situation Room is here. This is the Situation Room, and your #1 election update center, ZTV, the station that makes you feel the real difference. I'm here with my team trying to get a hold on what's happening. But let's look at some of the constituencies and their electoral pattern. Let's go to Ablekuma South. Let's do Ablekuma South, after which we will do I think I have Ablekuma South here. Ablekuma South, which was reported not long ago, kind courtesy our correspondent Gordon Elizabeth. Now, Ablekuma South has 96. Ablekuma South was a seat won by the NPP. In 2000 again, they won. In 2004, the NPP won. Now, 2008, 2012, and 2016, the seat was taken over by the NDC. We're seeing if it will remain the seat of the NDC or it would swing to the NPP. We are going to Ayawaso West Wuogon to speak with our correspondent, Kofi Kuva. Hello, Kuva.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Kuva. And how has the day been?
So far, so good. It's really serene over here. At the moment, I'm at the Church of Pentecost Center at East Legon, close to the ANC Mall. I just got back from Baaleshi Park. I'll be honest, the environment is really serene all throughout the places that I've been. COVID-19 protocols are being adhered to, and the meeting at Baaleshi Park so far has been the biggest one that I've seen, due to the fact that there was some mishaps area a few years ago. I also had some word with the MCU of the area, Honorable Sandra, who gave her word that with all the protocols that they are set in place, the citizens should be assured that there will be smooth and safe elections today. that they could come out in their numbers. And she also gave a word that after she had voted, she was going to go around to houses and admonish everybody to come out in their numbers to vote today. So far at Pentecost Center, the social distancing rules are just being adhered to here the best. There are plastic chairs here, and they've been well separated for people to sit around and move to and vote, compared to the other places where they are queued up, and there was a lot of closed gaps, and I saw a few people that weren't in the mask, but the security agencies, I could see, were enforcing the rules and making sure that everything was running smoothly.
Some few months back, we saw what happened at Ewaso West Wuogon. How's the security like over there? Has it been, adequately briefed, or what have you seen on the ground with regard to security?
The security is fine, really. In Baleshi, especially, I could count the number of personnel. I could see a patrol car parked there, compared to the other parts where there's just one personnel here and when I went to American House, I didn't see any security personnel at the time, because as at the time that I was there, it was 7:10 a.m. and the materials hadn't been set, so voting hadn't started yet. So I had to move to other polling stations. But there were a few people, mostly media men and officials, but the number turnout there wasn't as much as these other locations that I've gone to. But so far, security is good. I think there won't be a problem because the citizens really seem very comported. The atmosphere is really serene, and we can be rest assured that there won't be any mishaps on this day, because after people vote, they do not stick around. They vote and they leave immediately. And the place is spacious and very subtle.
Are there long lines? Are there long queues?
Are there
long queues? I'm asking if there are long queues.
Just at the Pentecost Center in Baleshi, the queue was really short, and the MCU who was talking about that, and she said that they prefer it to be that way, that there won't be big crowds in a center, that there'll be a manageable crowd, just in case of any mishap, that they'll be able to control the crowd. So far, the biggest crowd that I've seen is at the Pentecost Center, which they have a very long queue and a few people standing around waiting to get in line to practice their voting franchise.
So, looking at the situation on the ground, have you spoken with the EC, any of the EC officials, with regards to turnout, with regards to the voter roll, etc.?
I tried to have word with some of the officials, but they all seem really busy, and they said so they will get back to me. So I'm just waiting out for the place to cool off a little bit so that I can have word with them. But so far, it's been really busy. Though the queues are not much, but the process, it's very cumbersome, and everybody has been busy so far. So I haven't been able to have word with the security personnel or the COs of the police stations yet.
We also expecting visuals from Ewaso West Wuogon, where you are currently, Kuva. But grateful for your time. When you gather the figures, we'll be glad to come back to you just so we get to know what's happening with regards to those data. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you too.
Right. So I just spoke from Ewaso West Wuogon with Kofi Kuva, correspondent, who tells us that the situation there is serene, the atmosphere is calm, and he's spoken with the MC, who says he's impressed and hoping that the turnout would be as best as possible. That was Ewaso West Wuogon. What's happening elsewhere, ZTV is sure to bring you. Now, also, like we said earlier, if you're getting shots, very nice shots, maybe the turnout, you want us to see, the large crowds, the enthusiasm or the apathy with which Ghanaians are going to poll this morning, make sure you take a very nice video, send it to our WhatsApp number that will be scrolling down there. You can send it to 054 5457 would censor and then would air it for the sake of our viewers, and so they also know what's happening elsewhere. Wherever you are, be it in Volta region, where else you are, just send us those videos and we'll be glad to air them. So this is ZTV. I'm Nete Akosonete. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you something very, very important to this year's election. The fact that we are not in normal times. Stay tuned for more.
none of you Ghana at all. Ghana musician, Bemi Chololononi, me or the car, Nami Akon Fafada. Akodada, Nanya Exo. Mutani de was soon about to Alakasanga and watches. Bafo the Hutu, Lucky Walla said from Malawi. Kajemi, Oshiki phone, Tebe, she won't tweet your letter. Sodo, Munye Liberia, Sierra Leone, Angola, Rwanda, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Sudan, Ivory Coast, Okomofra, Wanimbibia, Guinea-Bissau, Okomofra, Wanimbibia, Guinea-Bissau, Ghana, Yetraodo.
Party and yen talk was some party and your man son.
Party moon to go. I'm on my biswa this year. I go young one be cross.
Oh, hi. Party moon to qua. I'm on the baba. I go down, baby basa.
Ghana, my. I be Jania Kotogo. Anna.
Baby,
Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and say
Ghana,
Yetraodo,
it is about to be Dusa, Fako Propote Casana Yasikai, Marima Hanima, Penny Mofro, Yatrika was on him on I would disagree, Firi Day. Now you figure on talk about parties and be by
still on break up. Hey, a Trobian cat. So my betting kunima akonenima nejna nkabom so enyeno warriors senkabom so beye juma achise ye hunu se party A party B yenyina e Ghana for abatuwe yentuno domu asumya yenye mama yenseno
Any mudicho, Ebi any betuma, Ebi rock or mom words. Ghana Jiwuli, Ghana Jimini, any bell on a quawe, any bell on a quawe, any bell on a quawe, Ghana Jiwuli.
Saya kuntakwa chira wajina mitra majin chasaya ya tamfo so bi wo party bi ne party chasaya ya tamfo umaye nyina mo yatina wo donya sunjemu na Ghana funny to my preference there are don't see Ghana man abeyo
Bobe manko ya ekukwala Jagana fe, tamo boli wo fioleta. Ea wakavinche, ke eko mefemo. Aya fofo shikine, koni wo muhe jole ni wanane ya faba. Da keja. Ghana, yetraodo, na sumye ye, mumye yes,
and Mantian and Mabawa. Mummy Masuna Muntia power. So many be and talk. Mini women who have the power. So let's keep the peace, no party beef. One to one say you super chromati. Divided we fall, united we stand. God bless Ghana.
Me want on my guarantee, Miss Travel Papa, my infant to Chacha. I have to get a fata to Munya, and Tokwana Munya, and your fata from my instrument. Yakuya, I will say, Munya, rockstar.
Phantom was here, Ado, and got to Abeyo. So, yeah, young fatu, young vagina, Bible to be.
Abana Batunya Toka, yes, I'm my better. Mama, I know Ghana. My answer, no. About 20, Urusaya, Diana, Jenny, where you're Trinuma, Seka Fashiamba, and Timu, my and
Yenny baby, I recall. Yes, I Ghana, it's a woman, young phone.
Thanks for staying with ZTV. And now, like I said before we went on that break, Ghana is the only country we have. Ghana is the only country we will ever have. You can always, apply to be a citizen of another country, but you would always feel akin to Mother Ghana. We are only determining who is going to lead us in the next 4 years. We are not supposed to, take it at heart. It's supposed to be a matter of stones, a matter of, cutlasses, guns, etc. No. It is a matter of expressing your desires, a matter of determining, let the world know the choice you want to make. When I was heading to work this morning, the taxi driver I was with, in fact, his words made me feel like he can easily do this job. He was just fair. He was just, simple with it. He said he votes on issues, and that looking at this year's elections is even the fairest of all, because we have an incumbent and we have someone who has been there before, and they've all done their bit for Ghana. You look at what this one has done and what the other had done, and you just ask yourself which one is best, and then you vote. But remember also that there are other candidates. Now, one thing Ghanaians always say is that, and I'm not conversing, but one thing that Ghanaians always say is that, if I vote for the lesser party, I intend voting for this small or this other party, but when I do, I'm spoiling my vote. Like I said last week, vote spoiling is not when you vote for a party that does not win. Otherwise, when the NDC won in '96, all those who voted for the NPP have spoiled their vote. Otherwise, when the NDC or the NPP won in 2000 and in 2004, those who voted for the NDC had spoiled their votes. Otherwise, when in 2012 and the NDC won, and in 2008 they had won prior, those who voted for the NPP had spoiled their votes. And those who voted for the NDC in 2016 would have spoiled their votes if that is what we refer to as vote spoiling. You are telling yourself and the world that I agree with this particular party's choice, their designs and policies. That is what you are doing by voting for that party. So let us be mindful of what election is and how election is conducted and how you're supposed to participate in it. Ghana is one. There's none other than Ghana. We have news of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, having voted in his home constituency. We also have news of former Deputy Agric Minister also having voted, and will be coming your way with... Okay, so in your shot at the moment is the Vice President speaking to the press after casting his vote. But when we come back, we'll give you excerpt of the Vice President voting in his hometown where he did his citizenry duty earlier in the day. Now, what are you waiting for? We must all cast our vote. It is our responsibility to Mother Ghana. It is indeed our duty. We'll take a quick break. This break is not quick. It is going to be quite a long one. But when we return, we'll have more for you as I'll be joined in the studio by some guests, including some of our correspondents. So get it up for more. ZTV has so much more for you. Stay tuned.
My dish musumfu sajendi ba ko penny. Ade ne e ko yes ayakika.